Hello everybody and welcome to English Grammar with Ameya Sir. Let's study the Unit 2.2 which is about the sea turtles, and I have no doubt that you would love the lesson. So let's get started. So then, what is the lesson about? Well, this is the story about sea turtles. It's not exactly a cartoon or a particular fiction story. It's about the sea turtles, really, but it is their true story. There is an NGO that works for the conservation of the sea turtles, and you learn their name and everything. But more importantly, we will learn about the species found especially in the Konkan region of Maharashtra. I have no doubt that you are ready with your highlighters, your textbooks, and your notepad, because you have to jot down a few important points and make your notes. If the video is longer than what you thought, because we are going to cover the entire lesson, make no mistake. So if the video is longer than what you thought, then I strongly suggest that you can divide the lecture into various parts. So let's say you can watch it for 10 minutes at a time, 20 minutes at a time, or whatever, depending on the time at your disposal. If you really love it, go ahead and watch it in one stroke. But make sure that you make accurate notes, that nothing is missed. Okay. Fine then. One more thing before we start is about the Telegram channel. Thank you so much for your response. You see the logo there, English Grammar with Ameya Sir. We are on the Telegram channel. It's a public channel. It is free for all to join. And we have very interesting grammar, writing skill assignments in PDF format. So what I have done there is there are PDF assignments, and those are fillable PDFs. So make sure that you when you are on Telegram, you search for English Grammar with Ameya Sir. Probably even better, I'd leave a link in the description when I upload this video. All right then, story, a true story rather, of sea turtles, and it's written by Bhau Katdare, very famous personality. We were talking about the NGO, and we will learn more about them very soon. Unit 2.2, lecture by yours truly. All right, so about the writer, I told you Bhau Katdare. Of course, Bhau is what he is called. He is referred to as Bhau, but his name is actually Vishwas Katdare. He is the ex officio chairman, that's a committee member, and he is very passionate about doing something to prevent the abuse of nature. He is very passionate about his work, let me tell you that. And yes, do visit the official website Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, and this is the NGO, the organization that we are talking about, Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, and that's their website. By the way, that is their fantastic logo that they display. Now, I believe this was when he was talking on a certain platform about Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, this photograph that you have there. And I like such people who really work towards some social cause. It's very important you make your life meaningful outside of your professional commitments. It's very important. So they welcome volunteers as well. Don't expect to be paid. You need to go there as a part of, you assume that you owe something to the nature as well, or towards the society at large. And so they welcome volunteers. You'll find out a lot if you visit their website. Let's continue studying more about this. Please pause the video anytime you want to make your notes, guys. Allow me to go further, please. About the lesson then. So what are we going to learn exactly? We will learn about the various varieties of turtles found in India. And I told you specifically the turtles in the Konkan region. The exceptional work by the Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra. Please remember that this is their name, Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra. We saw it on the previous slide. We will also learn about the really sad thing about the cruelty that is meted out to the turtles. Man is really doing very little to improve upon the situation, but a lot of damage is done, okay, already. But it's never too late, they say. So such NGOs and such organizations such as the Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, they try to bring about the required change. And last but an important lesson, and not the least of course, is we must respect nature. Time and again we have been taught by nature that compared to me you're nothing. Nature does teach us that, but it's us who the human race doesn't really take appropriate lessons, but the sooner we learn this, the better. Okay, all these are to be learned from this chapter. Let's go further. And now actually the lesson begins here. When I read it, pay your 100% undivided attention. As I say, make sure that you are not occupied with anything else. Let's start. We were surveying the white-bellied sea eagles in the summer that year. As we roamed the coasts, one of the volunteers in our team saw some shallow pits with white eggshells nearby. Enquiries with the villagers revealed that they were turtle eggs. Now, revealed means disclosed. Okay, so they understood that they were turtle eggs. This came as a surprise. They were very surprised. We had never come across turtle eggs in our walks along the beaches of Konkan in all these years. We decided to study this unusual occurrence further. Guys, the pronunciation is occurrence and not occurrence. Okay, occurrence. We learned that the beach where we had found the eggshells had been sealed to the public for nearly a month. For nearly 1 month, you should have said nearly a month. After people smuggling silver bricks were caught in that area. But what we learned further shocked us to the core. Now, what do you mean by pit? It's a hole in the ground. What do you mean by to the core? It's here, right? Shocked us to the core. So what do you mean by that? To the core means very deeply, very intensely. And they were surveying. What do you mean by that? They were looking thoroughly or looking carefully or examining something. Smuggling, of course, is moving goods or commodities illegally. So what had happened is that the beach had been sealed to public. That is a common mass, and that is why they were able to see the turtle eggs. So what used to happen the other times? We'll learn about that very soon. This is something interesting, guys. Pay attention here. Ooh, watch this. Enquiry and Inquiry. Both are correct. Enquiry and inquiry. English is really strange at times. They say this is right, well, that is right. And just when you assume that whenever you are in a conundrum, you assume both must be right. Then it turns out only one of them is right. That's English, so you can't do anything about it. But yes, as far as inquiry is concerned, en and in both are absolutely correct. You can check it from the dictionary. What are we going to do next? Let's go ahead and actually find out. We'll learn about grammar, is it not? Sure, we'll learn about that. Yeah, there are some grammar entries. We were surveying the sea eagles. Identify the tense. They'll ask you past continuous tense. Please bear in mind the spelling. Okay, it is Continious. That is what it is. Okay, continuous. We had never come across turtle eggs. Make it affirmative. We had hardly ever come across turtle eggs. So never was the negative word. They wanted us to make it affirmative. So we used hardly, and to counter the word never, we will use ever. The third, the beach where we found the eggshells had been sealed to the public. Okay, or in the public. So where we had found the eggshells is the adjective clause. I'll ask you to find out the clauses, so the dependent clause. So it's the subordinate adjective clause here. Wasn't it to the public? Yeah, to the public, not in the public, to the public. Fine, then I hope you're done making your notes. If not, please pause. But at the moment, allow me to go to the next slide, please. What do we have next? Guys, whenever it is that I read, you can take it as a reading challenge. Make sure that you practice reading it with me. So for the next paragraph, we'll treat it as a reading challenge. I will curtail the pace a little bit. I won't go all that slow, but surely slower than the first slide. And then try to see if you can read it fluently, making the correct pronunciations. Let's get started. Treat it as a reading challenge. Turtles nest along the entire coastline of our state. There are a few people in every village who keep combing the beach in the early hours of the morning throughout the year. When the female turtle comes on shore to nest and to lay eggs, she leaves behind a trail just like a track of wheels on the sand. The egg hunters follow this trail right up to the nest, which is about half a meter deep. They dig up the nest and steal all the 100 to 150 eggs that are laid inside. These eggs are then either eaten or are sold in the market. If a turtle is spotted while it is still laying eggs, it is allowed to live till the laying is over. As soon as the eggs are laid, it is caught and then killed and eaten. This ruthless practice is observed in all parts of the world. Now, this goes to show how cruel as a species we are, we humans. It's so bad. Did you just understand what we just read? So if the female turtles found laying the eggs, they'll show some generosity and let the turtle live until the eggs are laid because they have their own vested interest. And look at the cruelty. After that, they'll not just have the eggs, but they'll also kill the turtle brutally. This is exactly opposite of how human race should behave. Okay, we are not the only ones here. The planet is meant for all. As a creator, the Almighty created it, but somehow the greed. I'm sure that your generation, when you grow up, will show some considerations. And by the way, not just for the other species, even human, the way human behaves with another human, how we behave in the society. Do we treat each other with respect? Do we value each other's accomplishments? Do we treat everybody with compassion? It's very important. It is our ardent wish and we yearn that people respect us, people appreciate and admire us. Do you admire people? Do you give them their due respect? That is how you should behave. And if yes, you're a good person, you're a good human being, then yes, then it is very possible that people will also love you. Okay, let's continue. By the way, let me also know if you are able to read it with me, guys. Some words. Combing, what do you mean by that? Combing is to search carefully or frisk. Teaching you another word here, frisk. F-R-I-S-K, to search. Okay. Ruthless is without compassion. I just used the word in my explanation right now. Kindness, simple meaning. Okay. Ruthless is without any kindness. Do we have something to study as far as language study is concerned? Yes. Ooh, this is interesting, guys. This is very interesting. IA and AI. So look at the first one. Trial versus trail. You have the word in the passage. So TRIAL and TRAIL. Guys, talking about English, isn't it really stunning? And look at the other one. IA and AI difference. DIARY, diary, and DAIRY, dairy, the dairy products. I'm sure you understand the difference. So what's it about? It's the difference between IA and AI. That's what it is. And that's how tricky English can be. Also, there is it's very common to get confused between IE and EI. But that's as far as only the spelling is concerned. But IA and AI, well, the word entirely changes. Find out more examples like these if you can. Are there any grammar entries? Yes, sir. First one is we'll have to make use of rewrite and rewrite using no sooner than. So the question is, as soon as the eggs are laid, it is caught. No sooner are the eggs laid than it is caught. Guys, very important for you to realize if you have the auxiliary, like in this case, you have this auxiliary are. So you're going to start with no sooner, then you're going to use that auxiliary. No sooner are the eggs laid than it is caught. The part after than never changes. That is a point to be noted. What did I just say? The part after than does not change. It does not change, it remains constant. And no sooner than can be especially tricky if it's the past tense without the auxiliary, which means that you will have to go ahead and use did. Now, if you use did, you will have to remember one more thing. And what's that? Did you say that? I hope you did. If you use did, you cannot enter the past tense again. So avoid that double past tense. If you used did, then you'll have to come to the present form of the verb. He did not got, he did not get. Remember? That's the thing with did. Okay. What's next now? I think you've made a note of this. Please allow me to go to the next one, guys. Yeah, let's continue further. However, in India, sea turtles have been given protection by including them under Schedule 1 of the Indian Wildlife Protection Act 1972. That means turtles have been given as much protection as tigers. Ooh, interesting. Guys, I'll be honest, there are a few things that I was not aware before I read this lesson for the very first time. It's okay to say that there are a few things that are new for me. Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra in itself, this organization, Bhaukardare, people associated with it, they're all new to me, but it is good. That's why knowledge is so important. And the more you know, the better it is. Knowledge is one thing that will never go waste. The unfortunate factor is you don't know when it will come of good use. When will it serve you? You don't know that. But for sure, knowledge is important, and it never, whatever it is that you learn, whatever it is that you acquire, whatever skill it is that you get, okay, or you master, will never go waste. But just that you don't know when you will need the particular skill, okay. Anyway, so this is good. Wildlife Protection Act 1972, please remember that. Therefore, all this business of gathering turtle eggs and killing turtles is carried on in a secret hush-hush manner. Now, hush-hush, the meaning is provided. It's highly confidential. Hush-hush. You can treat it as onomatopoeia. What did I just say, guys? You can treat it as onomatopoeia, the figures of speech. The hush-hush sound carried on very secretly. You're not letting anyone know about it. Okay? This information was distressing, of course, because it is illegal. We began to think seriously about it. We decided to undertake a project for the protection and conservation of turtles and their nests in Maharashtra. It is then that the Nisarga Mitra Mandal decided that they are going to do something about this. What do you mean by gathering, collecting? I talked about hush hush earlier. Distressing is extremely painful, very sorrowful, full of agony. Undertake is to begin a project. Start working on a project. Undertake. Start working, okay? What is the language study here? Oh, this is interesting. That's your homework, guys. Hey, that's homework. By the way, some students are very careless about their homework, but I want to utilize this moment to praise some students who are very particular about the homework. They regularly send me the email. They tell me that they enjoy the activities. They tell me that whenever I teach, we cover various aspects of the lesson, the language study. When we do the poems, it's about the poet. And I remember in particular, I received a lot of emails as far as the poem Tansen was concerned. I am thankful to all of those viewers and my dear students. Big round of applause for those who do the homework regularly. So this is your homework then for this lecture. What is the difference between a turtle and a tortoise? Guys, there are two pronunciations and both of them are correct. Yet another example where I say both are correct. Okay, tortoise and tortoise. I personally prefer tortoise, but if you say tortoise on the basis of the spelling, it isn't wrong. It is correct. If you say tortoise, it's also correct. Tortoise is of course correct. Okay, I personally prefer that, but both are correct. No problem. Whatever you prefer. But what is the difference is what your homework is. What is to be studied as far as grammar is concerned? This information was distressing. Make it exclamatory. Now, how do you do this? Let's spend some time over it. You don't have any article here, a and the, you don't have the article. So whenever it is that they ask you to make or transform the sentence into an exclamatory sentence, you must look for articles. If you have an article before the adjective or adverb, then you start with what. If you don't have the article, then you start with how. So let's get back to this line that we have. What's the line? This information was distressing. So there is no article here. And which is why our answer starts with how. How distressing this information was. And please don't forget to terminate it with an exclamatory mark. Next one. Pick out and write two infinitives from the passage. So what's an infinitive? The infinitive is to plus verb form. Guys, again, what are infinitive forms? To plus verb, and it's a present form, okay? So to think, to undertake are the two examples that I have mentioned from the passage, of course. Turtles have been, the third one, turtles have been given as much protection as tigers. Identify the degree of comparison. Note the spelling of comparison ends with S-O-N and not S-I-O-N. Comparison is the positive degree because the turtles and the tigers, they are at par. So as much protection as, that suggests that this is the positive degree. If you want, you can just pause the video here. I made it full screen for you, but at the moment, please allow me to go to the next one. By the way, some students have also complimented on the emails that I received about the layout of our slides. If you remember, now this will almost be more than a year since I started uploading the lessons because of this COVID-19 pandemic. I thought it would serve all the students across the state. The CBSE guys do grumble that where are the CBSE chapters. However, there is one little important thing here. Some lessons are common for Marathi medium, English medium, and sometimes other Hindi medium students as well. I've noticed that. One such example is 10th standard lesson Stephen Hawking. So please remember that I regularly mention that as well. Okay, coming to that compliment that I've been receiving on email, it's about the layout. So what I was talking about is this particular layout. People say that compared to the previous one, this layout is much nicer because then we know the color coding. The blue is for the glossary, the green is for the grammar, the red color for the language study and stuff. And sir, this does look very nice. I agree with you totally. I've worked on that and I'm happy that you like the layout. Makes learning that much easier. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, and now we are diving into the main part about how they go about this work, the Sahyadri, Nisarga, Mitra, and the volunteers, the work they do, where are they located exactly, what are the different species found across Maharashtra. We're going to learn all about them, guys. Let's start. Again, give me your 100% undivided attention, guys. It's very important. Listen to your coach, your mentor. Stop doing everything else. Okay. We had no experience regarding sea turtles. So first of all, we undertook the past tense of undertake. We undertook a study of turtles. We contacted institutes that work for the protection of turtles in India. The next step was launching a turtle protection campaign at Vedas. Guys, sometimes it's nice to have the Devanagari script. What did I just say? Sometimes it is good to have the Devanagari script because in English, the spelling is V-A-L-A-S. And then people who don't know it might end up saying Vilas. It's very possible, but it is actually Vedas, the typical R sound in Marathi. Very important, okay? It's Vedas. And that's why I think I've done a good thing here, putting the map. It's Vedas, the village. It's in Konkan, a beautiful place, by the way. So if you are somebody who visits Konkan often, that's a good destination. Check it out. Anyway, so Vedas. And where's that? Taluka Mandangad, yeah, district Ratnagiri, of course. This was done with, by the way, if you are wondering, sir, have you been there? No. The answer is no, I have not been there. I would also like to visit it. Why not? Okay, so district Ratnagiri. This was done with the support and cooperation of the Forest Department as part of the campaign. Guys, an important word, campaign with a silent G, yeah? The silent G there, campaign. A few local people were specially appointed to look for turtle nests on the beach in the morning. When they came across a nest, they had to carefully remove the eggs from the nest and bury them again in a similar pit, but one protected with wire fencing. They had to watch over the protected nest to prevent theft. That's why you got to appreciate the work that these guys do. So they are ensuring that they don't become extinct. You know, the Indian cheetah was a lovely species. Indian cheetah, I'm not talking about the ones from Africa, and they are to be brought to India now, into Madhya Pradesh. I hope you know about the news. We had our very own species of cheetah, the Indian cheetah. You can Google this more. But they became extinct because of hunting, poaching, POACHING. Look it up. They don't want, the Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, they don't want such a thing to happen to turtles, and they wanted to also, and they still do it by the way, they want to prevent the cruelty that's meted out to them. They are doing an exceptional work. Hats off to them. So how do they do that? We just read that. So they look for the nest, and then they have a wire fencing, and they make sure that they take the eggs and they put it in a similar pit with the wire fencing as I mentioned, so that they remain protected, so that the next generation of turtles, you know, they stay, they survive, they exist. It's a very, very good thing that they're doing. Fantastic. Appreciate those guys. Okay. And one more point before we study the grammar part, as far as language study is concerned, sea turtles and cooperation are the compound words, guys. There's a hyphen there. Yeah, and I wanted to tell you, the sound you make is so important. About 4 to 5 times now, or more than that maybe, you have heard me pronounce this word, beach, beaches. BEACH, beach. It's a long vowel, okay? Beach, not bitch. Beach. Very, very important. Subtle, but avoid embarrassing mistakes, okay? Because this lesson has this word so many times, giving you a word of caution. Continue. As far as grammar, is just one question there, just a question there. The next step was launching a turtle protection campaign. Use the infinitive form. On the previous slide we saw that, guys, 2 plus verb. So the next step was to launch. See how we changed that? The next step was to launch a turtle protection campaign. We rewrote that sentence using the infinitive form. So launching and to launch. All right, I hope you've made a note of the things. It is time for me to go to the next one. Remember, it is Vedas and not Velas. This one, guys, what say, guys? This paragraph that I'm about to read now can also be considered as a reading challenge. We've enjoyed one such reading challenge. Again, the time when I will curtail my pace, that is my reading speed a little bit, and then see to it that you are able to follow me and read it properly without any unnecessary pauses, without any fumble, without any pronunciation errors, without any unnecessary repetition. Let's see if you're able to do that. And do comment on that. Let me know if you're able to do that. And don't forget our Telegram channel, English Grammar with Ameya Sir. The name remains the same. Search it and then you can easily join it. It's free for all. Let's read this particular thing. In the first year, we could successfully protect 50 nests in this manner. When the babies hatched out of the eggs, what an event that was. This is exclamatory sentence to be made a note of, guys. The whole village rushed to the beach to witness the spectacle. When the tiny turtle hatchlings hurried across the silver sands to meet the rolling boundless sea, what an ovation they received from the onlookers. The second exclamatory sentence. Some of the elderly villagers confessed that though they had seen and stolen turtle eggs right from their school days, it was for the first time they had seen the hatchlings rushing to the sea. Isn't this amazing, guys? And watch the nice image provided. Beautiful. And the image has been provided by the Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, but that's of course there in the textbook as well, guys. So the seniors in the village, they accepted this, they confessed this, that they knew about these eggs, but then they were always into stealing eggs and they were eaten, okay? So they had never seen this beautiful spectacle where the hatchlings, the newborn babies, okay, those who have just been hatched, they were rushing towards the sea. And what a spectacle that was, and clearly you can see in the image. That must be a very spectacular, magnificent view, is it not? They enjoyed that totally. There are some good words here. Hatch out is to emerge out of their eggs. Spectacle is a very striking display, very scintillating. Then you have hatchling, I just mentioned that. Boundless is without any limit. Boundless is without any limit. Ovation is great appreciation. You appreciate, you applaud somebody, right? Ovation. And the last one is onlookers. That's a spectator. What's to be studied as far as grammar is concerned? The three questions. I told you that the exclamatory was to be noted. What an event that was. Make it assertive. That was a very wonderful event. Next one. Some villagers confessed, that is accepted, that they had seen turtle eggs. Identify the clauses. That they had seen turtle eggs is subordinate noun clause. Whatever remains is the main clause. Third one, they were seeing it for the first time. Make it negative. They had not seen it ever before. Guys, this question is very important. The third one, I want you to mark that as important. The third one, guys, mark it as very important. They were seeing it for the first time. That means they had never seen it before. Guys, when it comes to affirmative, negative, the students are particular about not changing the tense. But what about not changing the meaning? You can't alter the meaning. So if they were seeing it for the first time, it clearly means that they had never seen it before. Then only that would make it the first time. Make a proper note of this. So let's say, I'll give you another example. So if I say, this is the best gift I have, then the negative will be, I don't have a better gift than this, which means this is the best gift I have. So when you make it, when you transform it, affirmative to negative or vice versa, yes, you keep the tense the same, but along with that, the meaning also must not change. The meaning must remain the same. In one of the previous examples in this very lecture, I think we discussed about using never and then ever. Watch the video again if you don't remember. Anyway, if you want, you can pause here. Allow me to go to the next one. We've already gone past half an hour. So I said that this video could be longer. You can always divide it, guys. Divide the lecture into various parts rather than telling me, sir, the lecture is long. Of course, because I am recording it. You can decide the pace at which you want to watch it. Okay, divide it into 3 parts, 10 parts, depending on the time that you have at hand. Okay, continue. So I'm sure you made a note of all the things on the slide. Big paragraph. Give me your 100% undivided attention. Let's start. There are 7 types of sea turtles in the world, 5 of which are found in India. Important, guys. 7 types of sea turtles in the world, 5 of which, that's awesome. I was personally very happy when I read this, okay? 5 of them are found in India. Let's see them one by one. The olive Ridley turtles. Now here you have this section, types of turtles. I'm not going to reveal it now. Let's complete the the reading and then we'll come to this. The olive Ridley turtles nest along the entire coastline of Maharashtra. Green turtles and hawksbills have also been found. An amazing characteristic of turtles is that when the female turtle reaches maturity, that is nearly after a gap of 15 years, she returns to the shore to lay her eggs at the same place where she was born. Isn't that amazing? The female comes on shore just to make a nest in the sand and lay her eggs and immediately returns to the sea. She does not return to the nest after that. Guys, this is really something amazing. I did not know this, okay? The eggs hatch after a period of 45 to 50 days. So let's say that's their incubation period. Using natural heat. Innumerable dangers await the little hatchlings in the deep sea and they have to face them all on their own. And you must be happy, right? Our parents are there to watch over. Our parents are there. Look at this. The female comes to the exact same shore where she was born. Where she came out of the egg as a hatchling. And now she's there, she lays the eggs, and not just that. Then she again leaves and the turtles use the natural heat, and then the hatchlings again, they start their journey. They start rushing back to the sea. We saw that in the picture on one of the previous slides. That's amazing. And now even more, something more amazing. Let's watch how the turtle species look. I'm sure you're as interested as I am. I know them because I've prepared the slides, but yeah, here they are. Olive Ridley, hawksbill, so gorgeous, right? The green turtle, well, actually they are green indeed. The photograph with the sand, well, the green color, I hope you see them properly as green, okay? And loggerhead, well, the paragraph did not talk about it, but yes, that's also a species that's beautiful. Loggerhead, I repeat, olive ridley, and you have hawksbill, you have green turtle, and loggerhead. Beautiful. I mean, how can you be cruel to such a beautiful creation by the Almighty? Is sometimes beyond my understanding. And some questions don't have answers. You don't believe me? Believe me. There is a good YouTube video where an innocent baby is just smiling and laughing. Still, there are dislikes. Don't know. Why? Is there a separate species of YouTube dislikers? I don't know. Some questions don't have answers. That's it. So look at the species here, and then you just wonder, like, what could possibly be the reason why people are so cruel to them. Anyway, we are happy that Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, they do their job, and we must do our part by supporting them. If you want to do any volunteer work or make your own donations and contributions. Let's study this language study section. Yeah, pronunciation. Okay. This word, I-M-M-E-D-I-A-T-E-L-Y. Guys, this is one word that actually confuses a lot of people, okay? Yes, so I have clarified that once and for all. You may pronounce it as immediately, or you may also say immediately. I repeat, immediately or immediately. Both of them are correct. There is a lot of divide between the two. Okay, I personally say immediately, but there are a lot of people who prefer immediately, and that is correct. That is also a correct sound. You hear somebody saying immediately, that's right. If you are the one who says immediately, and somebody like me, and you hear me say immediately, that's also correct. Make a note of all these things, guys. Again, the layout that you like. I have no doubts that you're loving this, guys. I don't think all the images are there in the lesson. I don't think all of them are there, guys. Some of them are. Like, I think you have Olive Ridley in the textbook. I don't think you have hawksbills there. Let me know in the comments. Please allow me to go to the next slide. Small paragraph relatively. You know what I'm about to say. Give me your 100%. Yeah. Let's continue. Their survival rate is therefore as low as just 1 or 2 turtles out of 1,000. Isn't that stunning rate, guys? Isn't that just stunning? The survival rate is how low? Just 1 or 2 out of 1,000. That's stunning. I mean, that's just phenomenal. That's so low. Turtles perform an important function. And what is that? They keep the sea clean. Now, this could be a very important point you need to note, okay, for your personal response questions. Because it is about sea turtles, the personal response question could be framed about the uses or why turtles are important for the ecosystem. Because we are talking about their conservation, about their existence, about why they are important. Everything that's there in the nature is important. They perform their own role. Even the abiotic components, the sun, it's not living. But imagine a world without sun. You'll not be there to imagine, right? So that's why this is an important question. What's the importance of the sea turtles in the ecosystem? And you will need such information. So they keep the sea clean. Simple and straightforward. Thus, they occupy an important place in marine ecology. Okay, L-O-G-Y is logy. Marine is the sea. Okay. Considering all, by the way, salt water, marine, you can say even the oceans are there. Considering all these factors, it is vital to undertake their protection on a large scale. What do you understand by vital? You have the meanings here. absolutely necessary, and an even better word for that is indispensable. Indispensable. What a word this is. Something that you just, it cannot happen without it. It's indispensable. No doubt. Okay. Marine is related to sea, salt water to be precise. Ecology, yeah. Study of organisms with regard to their surrounding. As far as language study is concerned, this is again something for which the students repeatedly appreciate me, because this is taking the lesson into, in some details we study. Not just the meaning, not just the grammar, but even language wise. I've said this again, and at the cost of being repetitive, I will say it yet again. The English language is a medium of communication. Regardless of your career aspiration, it's important because it's a global language. Simple as that. Don't just, as a student of English, don't just treat it as a language where you'll have to attempt your question paper for some marks. No. As I mentioned, regardless of what profession you choose, it will be important to you to put your idea across properly, and you will have some advantage, believe me, if you are able to speak fluently, if you have good vocabulary, if you display proper mannerisms, and you are able to speak without any fumbles, without any major fumbles. It does help. It also gives a different, it adds to your personality, I should say. So please treat it something just beyond a question paper. I know, I must have said this in one of my previous videos. I know, but can't help it. I'm a teacher. Allow me that. Please allow me that. All right, the difference between regard and regards is what we are studying here. So what's exactly the difference? Regard without the S, okay? Regard is, as a verb, it means to consider in a particular way. I regard him as my guru or something like that. And as a noun, it means attention or concern with regard to. Okay, I have the example down here, but let's understand the meanings first. Regards with the S means best wishes. That is an important difference, and I have no doubt that yet again I'm going to receive some emails because of this beautiful study. Let's look at the examples. With regard to your grandmom, hope she recovers soon. So with regard to is in relation to, okay, with respect to, something like that, regard. And regards with the S is best wishes, right? So my regards to your grandma, hope for a quick recovery. That's why I have actually used a similar example. The situation remains the same about the grandmother and her illness, but one is with regard and the other one is with regards. Guys, let me know if you like my ideas as well. So I tried to keep things the same so that the distinction becomes that much clearer. There's no ambiguity there. Ambiguity. Two meanings that can be taken. There is no ambiguity then. Now you understand the difference perfectly between regard and regards. And there's this example as well. If you want, as an assignment, as an additional homework, do that. Remember the previous homework thing, guys? I hope you do remember the difference between turtle and tortoise. Consider this also as the homework. You can probably write a couple of lines more to expatiate the difference between regard and regards. As far as grammar is concerned, 3 questions. Turtles perform an important function. Change the voice. So what's the action here? Perform. You start after the action. An important function is performed by whom? By turtles. So the doer comes at the end. So this is active to passive voice. Second one. They keep the sea clean. Add a question tag. Now when you add the question tag, it's important that you try to spot the auxiliary. As a teacher, something to be marked as important. The board tries to confuse you. If they are going to ask you the question tags, then they like to confuse you. The way they confuse you is they don't ask you simple question tag lines. They will ask you lines where you have to be careful because they will probably use the negative form and they will want you to write the positive form. Even better, what they do is they provide you the line without an auxiliary, just like the example at hand here. Okay, so the example here, they keep the sea clean. They keep the sea clean. You don't have an auxiliary there. But then what you must do is try to find out the tense. they keep the sea clean is simple present tense. That's why it's a present tense without the s. That's why you use don't. Don't they? And if you are asked the interrogative, well, that's exactly how you start. So your answer will be, don't they keep the sea clean? That makes it interrogative. So I hope you also now have understood the correlation between interrogative and question tag. Question tags, you just add the tag at the end. If you begin with the tag, it becomes interrogative. They keep the sea clean, don't they? Question tag. Don't they keep the sea clean? Interrogative. Do not forget to terminate with a question mark. That's really a silly blunder students commit, and for some strange reason they end up losing a half mark there. The third one, I believe, considering all these factors is vital. It is vital. Using the noun form. So considering, and the noun form will be consideration. Guys, using ION gives you the noun forms. We have a very popular video on our channel for the noun forms. 50,000 views, and I like that because it's a very short video. The whole idea was to give them very quickly, as quickly as possible, some ideas to form the nouns. So I'm sure you'll watch it on our channel. It's the most viewed video on our channel. Anyway, so ION gives you the noun form. So considering, the noun form will be consideration. So how do you rewrite the line? It is vital to give consideration to all these factors, and that way you will make it, you rewrite it using the noun form. If you want, you can pause, but please allow me to go to the next slide. Alright guys, the next one, again, give me your 100% undivided attention. Ready? Let's start. After the success at Vedas, remember it is not Velas, Vedas, at Vedas, we started implementing the project in other places too. Within 5 years, the entire coastline of Maharashtra was surveyed. Protection was offered in 80 of the villages where turtle nests were found. Our strategy was to engage those who had so far been involved in stealing the eggs, then to train and involve them in the work of protection. What a noble thought this is, guys. I'll talk more about it. We started the Turtle Friend Award, Kasav Mitra. Ooh, I like this idea as well. To encourage more people to be a part of the protection campaign. For the second time, I think you have this word campaign with a silent G. The meaning of campaign is mission. A comprehensive booklet and a short film on the protection of turtles was prepared to spread the message. Now, before we dive into the grammar and the language skill, let's talk about the meanings here. Implementing means putting into effect. So they started implementing means they started actually working on them. Strategy is the art of planning something, have a plan as to how you're going to execute things. Comprehensive is in detail. Guys, I was talking about what inspired me and what really, why I really appreciated what the Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra Mandal is doing, or Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra is doing. What they have smartly done is, they actually train the same people who steal the eggs and they appoint them to, protect them. It's just like your teacher, us, we do that. The most mischievous child is often the monitor of the class. Some comments, OP, right? OP, right? Let me know. The most mischievous or the most talkative guy or girl is the monitor of the class. I don't know about you guys. Back in my days, if there was a girl monitor, there used to be animosity. Boys versus girls thing. Still happens. Anyway, online education has definitely put an end to some things. But anyway, so I'm saying, just like the teacher appointing the most mischievous student as the monitor, what the Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra does is, they train the people who actually all their lives have been stealing eggs and causing pain to the turtles. They train them, they teach them, they really make them understand the brutality, the cruelty, and then they know that if those people are the ones to protect the eggs, then there will be no one left. to cause any damage. And that's a great idea. Another good idea there we saw in that paragraph was that they started this Kasav Mitra Award, the Turtle Friend Award. I like that. Kasav Mitra, huh? Kasav Mitra Award. And by the way, wasn't it in the italics? Didn't the font change there? So yes, such a thing is code mixing. There you have it. Kasav Mitra. Colloquial terms are used in italics and this is known as code mixing. Kasav Mitra is Indian, is it not? So you see that the font has changed. Such a thing is called code mixing. Grammar. 3 questions. We started implementing the project in other places too. Remove to is what they want us to do. We started implementing the project in other places as well. I think this is the easiest question that we have studied today, or in this lecture. We started the Turtle Friend Award to encourage the people. Now, WH type question means we want to frame a question, so that the underlined part becomes the answer. So, what did we start to encourage people? Guys, if you remember, I did talk about the caution that you have to take when you use did and to avoid the double past tense. This is a very good example. Really, it's nice when you get examples to study like this. What did we started? What did we start? You see that in the question you have started, but the moment we used did in our answer, what did we start and not what did we started. Please make a note of such things. Be a good student, okay? Sincere student is one who takes proper notes, marks important points. And all of you are sincere. I must give you a compliment. At least the emails that I have received there suggests that. Anyway, yeah, third one. What did we provide the past tense for spread. The past tense of spread is spread. This is a very important point to note. The past tense of spread is not spreaded. Spread remains spread. Put remains put. It's not putted. He putted the shirt. Ooh. Please be careful. Please be careful. Spread. The past tense of spread remains spread, huh? Involve is involved. Just add D. Find is found. Sit is sat. Okay, a quick question. Quick question and let me know in the comments if you knew the answer to that or you made a mistake, okay? What's it with come? The past participle. Come, the past tense is came. And what's the past participle? Does it stay came? Does it come back to come? Ooh. So come, came, or come, came, come. How does it go? Please be honest. Please be honest and let me know in the chat. Okay, I hope that you have made a note of that. The layout that you have been praising me for. And by the way, you notice that the textbook part, I've added a little shadow to that on the slide. And the color coding, of course, makes sense. Green for the grammar, blue for the vocabulary, red one for the language study. Makes sense. Alright guys, kindly allow me to go to the next one. Yes, there you go. Now we are going to learn about the Vedas Turtle Festival. Vedas, remember the guys, isn't this the one thing that Maharashtrians want to check to ascertain somebody from Maharashtra or outside Maharashtra? The sound. The sound. Huh? Yeah? Lonavala. Vedas. Anyway, so let's talk about it. I'm sure we'll learn about Vedas Turtle Festival. Let me read it. You can take this as a reading challenge, guys. The year 2006 saw the beginning of a novel concept. I like this word novel. The meaning is here. Very new or unusual, never seen before is novel. Just like this novel coronavirus. Wonder when the life would come back to normal. Aren't you also thinking about it? Aren't you also thinking about it? The world is thinking about it. But I sincerely feel, and I've said this many a times on various platforms that wherever I've talked, vaccination is fine, but we need the medicine. The moment we are able, we know that we can cure this 100%, the pandemic is as good as over. The vaccination is, yes, that's the best that we know right now, but then medicine is really what we need. Anyway, so the reading challenge, okay? The year 2006 saw the beginning of a novel concept, Turtle Festival or Kasav Mahotsav, an opportunity for tourists to witness the unique spectacle of the hatchlings rushing out to the sea. A short film on turtles and the natural beauty of Konkan were additional features of the festival. At the same time, we were quite firm on one issue. The hatchlings should not come to even the slightest harm due to this tourist activity. There's another code mixing example there, right? The Kasa Mahotsav will be code mixing there. There you have it. By the way, very, very awesome design for this Vedas Turtle Festival. Now, they organized that, guys, but they have made it very clear that their primary motto, their goal was that the hatchlings should not be harmed in no way, okay? They'll not tolerate that. The word unique is one of its kind or rare. As far as grammar is concerned, fill in the blanks correctly with quite and quite. Quite versus quite. So she was emotionally quite a strong girl. So emotionally quite a strong girl is quite. And I don't have to add this, but girls, they are emotionally stronger than the boys. If the boys pride themselves over the physical strength, but yeah, the girls definitely emotionally are stronger. But there is no doubt about. Quite, quite, quite. She is, what was the line there? She was emotionally quite a strong girl, and normally girls are. Okay, next one. Please be hush hush. Remember that we studied in this lecture, guys? So quite this time, right? Please be quiet when the lecture is in progress. Guys, my lectures, leave it in the comments, send an email. Do you watch it with the headphones on, or do you prefer watching it maybe? Oh, that reminds me, I've had such wonderful, sweet emails that the students tell me that we watch it also with our parents. It's nice. The videos, when they cross about 1,000 views for all the lessons and poetry, especially, I don't know, they tell me that the parents have also, and you'd see that in some videos there are comments from parents as to how the language is proper, the interaction. Actually, this is not a live session, but still they feel that the videos make sense, and it is good during this pandemic that the students are able to study. Thank you so much again. And my endeavor is that the students must not miss out for no reason. Okay, that's why I'm putting this content on the YouTube. There's no other logic. This is the right time again to one more time remind you about our Telegram channel. This is very important, yeah. The Telegram channel is with the same name, the English Grammar with Ameya Sir. You can search that. All right. The next question, we started the Turtle Friend Awards to encourage people. Again, WH type. So we want the question, when did we start? I think that's one from the previous slide. So please allow me to go to the next one, guys. Mark the difference between QUITE and QUIET. Alright, guys. The tourists were accommodated. Notice the spelling, guys. Accommodated, huh? Double C, double M. Accommodated. Okay, the tourists were accommodated in the homes of the villagers. The response to this novel concept of homestay was excellent. A Turtle Friends Club was established in each village, the members being all the villagers offering homestay. All villages, all villages would now offer the same rate for homestay. Now, this is something special. They gave 10% of their income from homestay for the Turtle Protection Fund. Guys, this is massive, okay? The fund would be utilized. What do you mean by utilized? Used. The meaning of utilized is used. For the purpose of protection and conservation of turtles, modern technology also helped. Guys, LOGY is logy. The other word we studied today was ecology. So what's this paragraph that we just read? The villagers, they offered homestay. So they launched this Vedas Turtle Festival, and remember that they still do it. And we talked about it being a good tourist destination. Now, if you are somebody who visits Konkan often, every year, so yeah, sure. So the thing is, the villagers provide regular homestay, and that's not the best part. The best part is, of course, that's a good thing. The best part, good, better, best, right? The better part is they offer the same rate. All of them have the uniform rate, so there's profit making is not the motive. The best part now is that they make the contribution. So some part of their earning, about 10%, right? We read, goes to the Turtle Protection Fund. So they have created a sort of fund where the money is contributed, is utilized for the various missions and campaigns that they undertake. This is phenomenal. So we got a good, better, best. Very nice, awesome. Okay. What is to be studied as far as grammar is concerned? Noun forms. I will remind you again, go ahead and watch that noun form video. Why don't I leave the description? It's easy to find. Nonetheless, I'll try to leave it in the description. Accommodate is accommodation. Bear in mind the spelling. Excellent is excellence. Utilize is utilization. The ZA, SA, sometimes, they both are correct. Modern technology also helped. Make it interrogative. Remember, I told you, to make it interrogative, what you can do is start with a question tag. So modern technology also helped. So here you are going to write it as, didn't modern technology help? Remember we used did. So ed will disappear. Help. And don't forget the question mark at the end. Make a note. You can pause the video. At the moment, please allow me to go to the next slide. Alright. Let's start. The festival reached all corners of the world through the medium of the internet and our website. People around the world began to contact the small villages of Konkan. Guys, that is awesome. Love that. More and more villagers came forward to do this work, and the number of homestay families went up to 35. As many as 800 people began to visit Vedas in the turtle season. This meant more business for the villagers. Now they realized that tourism can be a source of income. Tourists bring in money, and in order to earn that money, it was important to protect the turtle hatchlings. This was conservation of nature through livelihood in its true sense. Vedas became the project's main success story. Guys, livelihood means a means of securing basic necessities, food, clothing, and shelter. The method by which you achieve it is your livelihood. Like for me, coaching, share market, all those things are my livelihood. Okay. Now, why is this paragraph so beautiful? What has happened here is more and more people visit Vedas each year. And that's because of this turtle, and not just from India. People from abroad as well, foreigners. That's nice. That's good. Foreign exchange is revenue. Now the villagers realized one thing. They realized that if the villagers are visited by the foreigners, they get some good money. At the same time, why are the foreigners visiting Vedas? For the turtles. So it is then their duty to protect the turtles as well. So then that is why the lesson rightly says that this is in true sense, conservation of nature through livelihood. That's what they say. And this is so true, because they provided them with the tourist activity, and then to sustain that kind of a tourist flow, you have to conserve the hatchlings. That's what they come here for. And the number went up to as many as 35 families. And that's an interesting thing. I will definitely make it a point in the near future, maybe, to visit Vedas. That seems pretty big deal there. If you have been there, let me know. If you have been there. What's to be studied? Oh, realize. I was talking about this on the previous slide. Realize and realize with the ZE, with the SE, and they both are correct. As far as grammar is concerned, more and more villagers came forward. Figures of speech, more and more, clearly repetition. Please don't lose marks for spellings. You know that it's repetition. You see, the students see that more and more. Oh, it's repetition. R-E-P-E-T-I-T-I-O-N. Don't lose marks. You got to get your marks, okay? Especially when you know the answer. It's very sad. You end up losing half a mark for poor spelling. Yeah, so it's repetition there. There's another question. Yes. Vedas became the project's main success story. Rewrite using the present perfect tense, which means you will use has plus past participle. How do you do that? The present perfect, either have or has, depending on the singular or plural, and then you use the past, you use the participle form, the V3 form, which is the past participle form. So then how do you go about it? Vedas has become the project's main success story, and that makes it the present perfect tense. Jot it down, guys, and let's see, is there anything else left for us? Surely, right? Oh, this is something interesting now here on this slide. You see that how cut the ray. Guys, very quickly, don't look back, don't scroll or go back to the start and answer this. What is Bhau Kaddare's real name? Real first name? I'm not telling you that. You tell me if you remember that. This will show your focus on the during the lecture. Now, some students will give me this excuse. Sir, you know what? This is over an hour. So we broke up the lecture into 3 or 4 parts. That's why we don't remember. Nah, come on. मुझे विश्वास है कि आपको उत्तर ज्ञात है. Clue, right? Okay, anyway, so let's go ahead and study this. This is a nice video about Nisarga, Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra doing the work for saving pangolins as well. Also, yeah, that's what I have to add. Not just for the turtles. They are keen. They call themselves Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, right? So the work is not just for the turtles. It's nature in general. So they have done some massive work for saving the pangolins as well. Visit their website. I've already given you that at the start. Is it not the link to the website or not? So let's go ahead and study this. Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, that is their name, okay? Sahyadri Nisarga Mitra, our organization, believed that it is only the local villagers who can ultimately offer excellent protection to the local species. If they are given the freedom to do that, the conservation projects become sustainable. That means they can stay. Okay, sustainable means able to keep going. The meaning is here, down here, okay? Able to keep going for over a certain period of time, for a long time. With this belief, we entrusted, what do you mean by that? We assigned the responsibility. We entrusted the project to the forest department, the Gram Panchayat, the villagers, and their Turtle Friends Club. Remember Kasa Mitra? Yeah. All of them are handling it wonderfully. This could be a question for exclamatory, how wonderfully they are doing it. Now we are happy to see the project running smoothly and offer help only when necessary. So you see, when they teach how the job is done, the villagers, they volunteer for it, and now the cycle continues. Once you teach somebody, that's why you've heard of this proverb, never give hungry man a fish, teach him how to catch it. Because then you've solved the problem, and once you teach it, then it's an ongoing process. YouTube videos are exactly like that. I have to take great pain and effort to create a video, but that's once. Well, next time onwards, I don't have to do anything because it's there for you to watch. And still students complain about the lengthy videos. Who asked you to watch it in one go? Don't do that. Break it into various fragments and parts and then enjoy it. At the end of the day, you need the entire lesson. Go ahead and do that. And some students also love it, by the way. They love it. The explanation is in detail. The hour, 2 hour doesn't matter because then we are going to pause in between. They know that. Food for thought. Anyway, point of view. So this is a good YouTube video to watch. You can do that. Okay. Grammar. If they are given the freedom to do that, the conservation project becomes sustainable. Use unless. The conservation projects don't become sustainable unless they are given the freedom to do that. Guys, Mark this question also as very important. There have been a couple of questions that told you are very important, yeah? Second one, all of them are handling it wonderfully. Rewrite using the adjective form. So wonderfully, ly, gives you the adverb form. Guys, ly gives you the adverb form. Not always, but 90% of the times, okay? So we are required to use the adjective form. So the adjective form is wonderful. How are we going to do that? All of them are handling it in a wonderful manner. See how wonderfully was changed to wonderful without any alteration to the meaning. That is not alter, okay? The spelling is AL, but it's alter. It is not alter. It is alter. It's not alternative, it's alternative. It's Control Alt key on the computer. Please remember it's Alt. And yes, do watch the video. Let me know in the comments if you have watched this particular video where you have Bhaukardare, if you remember his first name. All right, allow me to go to the next one. You can pause here. Again, I'm sure I'll get emails complimenting about this layout. That's it. All right. So that was it. Let me also now use this opportunity before I say goodbye. The Telegram channel is free for all. The title is the same. It's English Grammar with Ameya Sir. I've got a good response. I started it only a couple of weeks ago, I think. The idea was that I shifted from WhatsApp to Telegram after the constant privacy policy or whatever it was. The idea struck me that why not have a channel even on Telegram? And there are about 50 plus subscribers to that channel as well. On Telegram, I'm talking about, with the same name. There are good PDF assignments there. There is also a post on our channel where you will have the link. Is it not? Yes, there is. I've posted that. So there is a link to that PDF channel. You have fillable PDF assignments and the students love that. So you actually no need to write it down in your notebook. You can just type the answers. Like for example, if it's fill in the blanks, you have the space left as a text box, and then you can type your answer and save your own copy. By the end of the year, you would have done a lot of assignments. I almost update it on a daily basis. You can go ahead and enjoy that. And no matter when you join the channel, all the updates and the previous posts also can be seen. Guys, I'm very happy. This was a long video, about an hour and 15 minutes, almost 12 minutes now, but I enjoyed it. It's after a long time that I made a video. The logic is not to just make you sit for an hour or more than that. You have the choice of how you want to watch it, but now you have the entire lesson. And don't forget to recommend it to your friends. There are friends who might need the explanation of the lessons free of cost, that they can just watch. Okay, this is with that purpose we are doing this. So make sure that you spread the word. I'll say goodbye and we'll meet again soon. Keep learning, keep enjoying. Do take care.